Hello boys and girls, I am back and today I have for you a full face of dollar store from the Dollar Tree dollar store makeup. Before we get into it, as always, if I could ask you to like this video and subscribe, go ahead and hit the bell to get your notifications and share this with any of your makeup and skincare loving friends. And you can find me on Instagram at steak_and_brush. Alright, so this past weekend I went out and bought everything that I could find that you could possibly need to do your face from the dollar store. Now, I love the dollar store. We go there all the time to get odds and ends and things. And, you know, I'm a firm believer that you can find some good things at the dollar store. For things that you don't need to have for a long time, for maybe some arts and crafts stuff, you know, general little things like that, you can get some great value at the dollar store. I also do believe that you get what you pay for. So if you go and buy a mop at the dollar store, it's not going to last you more than 1 or 2 times. So, you know, take it as you will. But sometimes, you know, the dollar store provides great value. The thing the dollar store does not provide is great range of products and colors. So a lot of these are going to be not my color at all. I tried to get as close as I could to most of the colors I needed, but some of them are just not really going to be as what I need. The 2 things I could not find are things that you can readily skip. I could not find a primer or a setting spray, and though neither of those are things that you absolutely have to have. I mean, technically it's makeup, you don't have to have any of this, but for a full face you really don't need that. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start and see where we go with this. But I do also have a dollar store sponge. This thing does not expand at all. This is so firm, but it is wet. Alright, so let's see where we're going to start. I bought 2 face products. Neither one of them, I originally thought maybe this was the concealer and this was the foundation. They just were called face makeup. This is a liquid makeup from LA Colors, and this is a Colormates, and it just says compact makeup. Looking at the consistency of them, I'm thinking I'm probably going to use this as my foundation and this as the concealer, but I don't have high hopes for either of them. This is definitely not my color, but it was the lightest color they had. So was this. So here are my, I guess I should say before we start, here are my expectations. I expect to find a lot of things that are not very pigmented. I expect to find some things that are usable, some things that are just complete garbage, and I'm hoping to find 1 or 2 items that I like enough that I'll be able to keep them as something I would use for daily use. I really do think that, you know, there should be at least something in here that is of value. So here we go, and we'll find out. Put a couple, a few of these things I've opened it all just for ease of filming, but a few of these things I've swatched if I can. It comes out, it's very thick, but it doesn't, when you actually pull it, you know, put it on your finger, it's not that thick. It is very dark. I smartly chose a day that I am not going anywhere to try this on, because I figured, again, even if it's a good quality, this is not my this is not my shade at all, and they just did not have my shade, so I have to go with what I have. Let me get a little mirror out here so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. with this, I am getting almost no coverage. I mean, this kind of feels like the coverage you would get from like a BB cream, which they did have BB creams, but they were way, way, way too dark. I don't know if it's just all getting sucked into the sponge. But there's just, I mean, I don't have much redness in my skin, but you can still see redness. You can see every freckle, every sunspot. Let me try this. I know it's not a dollar store brush, but I'm gonna go in with just a regular foundation brush, if I can find one. It is a $4 brush from like Kroger, so it's not, you know, super high quality. Let me go in and see if I get any better coverage with that. I do apologize. I don't even know what color, what shade this is. Does it even say on here? Creamy beige. Again, everything, that was the lightest. Everything else was like tan and around that area, and that's just not my shade at all. But I do love the dollar store. My sister-in-law is a dollar store junkie, and she can go in, you know, like, you see the carts in there and you think, who buys so much stuff that you would need a cart at a dollar store? That's my sister-in-law. But she gets stuff and can make the most amazing stuff out of things she gets at the dollar store. Okay, I got a little bit of coverage that way. I got a lot better coverage that way. That sponge just sucked up every little bit of foundation that I had on there. So definitely, if you're going to use this foundation, don't use a sponge. Or if you're buying from the dollar store, pass on this, because even wet, it still sucks up everything. And so you're not really getting the coverage you need. Okay. Alright, so thoughts. It's actually decent. It's not the right color. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be initially, though, color-wise. I am getting polka dot pores. It is not covering my sunspots. It's blended out my freckles, so it's at least covered that much. I can't tell how transfer resistant it is. It feels kind of sticky, so I'm assuming it transfers. And for $1, I'm not expecting a transfer resistant. And I don't know. I mean, but otherwise, it doesn't sit on my face horribly, except for the polka dot pores. What I would say is, if you're somewhere and you forgot your foundation and you have no access to any, you know, a CVS or a Kroger or anything like that, the only thing you have is a dollar store, I would prefer this over nothing. So, you know, it's not a total dud. It's just not really my cup of tea. But we'll see how it, you know, how it turns out. The foundation stuff I got, again, I don't know if this is foundation or what it is. I'm going to try it here with this sponge. I'm going to use it as a concealer, just because it is a little lighter. Tried to use that. Now let's go ahead. I'm just going to try to use it with my finger. And actually, with a finger, it applies very smoothly. It's kind of emollient, so it's definitely, I wouldn't think, of course, you know, give it a few minutes and see, but I wouldn't think it would be very drying. It doesn't blend that well into that foundation, but I don't know if that's the foundation or if that's this product. I don't have a lot of dark circle right now, but you know, so it's decently covering what I do have. We'll try it as an eyeshadow primer too. I definitely think it's emollient enough that I think it's going to need set, because I think it would travel and wear away very easily. It's not doing a lot for camouflaging lines, but I'll see what happens when I set it. But as of just application, I'm not hating it. I'm not going to give up my current favorite for it, but I'm not, you know, I might hold on to this. We'll see how it performs, but yeah, that one's not too bad. Alright, powders. I could find no loose powder at all. All I could find was this Colormates pressed powder, and again, the lightest shade they had was Rose Beige. Comes in just a cheap plastic compact with a half a mirror here. I mean, I guess, you know, it shows, you know, so you can see through and see what color it is. The mirror is not big enough to really, I mean, maybe you could touch up your lipstick with that half a mirror. Sorry to blind you there, but I don't know what else you would do with a mirror that small. It has no powder puff, so I'm just going to go in with one of my Real Technique sponges because it's dry, and that's how I like to apply this. Yeah, that's not going to work. That's just way too small of a mirror. So this one's pretty mattifying, I can tell just from putting it on. And again, because of how sticky the foundation is, so very sticky, I am going to set my whole face. Including my under eyes. Now, when I put the powder on, it looks a little drier, but it does help with the... Okay, sorry if anything cut off. I had a weird thing happen, and I couldn't tell if my camera was working or not, so I stopped to check, so hopefully everything is okay. Alright, so a cream, or not a cream, but a contour and highlighting palette here. I don't know how, we'll see how hard, how dark this is or how light. I'm hoping it looks a little dark for me, but I'm hoping it's just not pigmented so much that it'll be okay. And this is a dollar store brush. I don't know if it's Wet n Wild or who made it, but I bought it at the dollar store like a long time ago, and I still use it for my blush. But today I'm going to use it for my contour. I would say this is more bronzy than contoury. It's a little too warm to be a true contour. It does look a little muddy. I don't know. Let's see. Decide. Yeah, it's definitely more bronzy, which isn't bad because they didn't really have a bronzer. Alright. I think that actually, I don't know why something that looks like this, I think it's just pulling a little too orangey, and that's very odd because it doesn't look orange at all. I don't know. Don't think I'm a big fan of that. And let's see just kind of the highlight. This probably won't, I don't know if this will work very well. This is my highlight brush I have. It's very, very soft and floofy. Harder. Don't really feel like I'm getting much. Again, I do highlight for shine, not necessarily for the traditional highlight contour kind of thing. Yeah, this is definitely a pass for me on this whole thing. I think it looks very muddy, and yeah, I just don't like it, like, at all. Alright, I accidentally picked up 2 blushes. I don't know how I did that. I picked up the LA Colors Peach Rose and Colormates Sun-Kissed Tan. This is a little deeper, and I think because the contour had such a bronzy effect, I am going to go with the LA Colors instead. It does have a little bit of a shimmer though. I don't know how much that'll actually show up, and I will use the teeny tiny little brush that came with it. This is so very 1980s. I mean, this is how Maybelline and everybody did it back in the day. It is so hard to blend out with this thing. How did we ever do that? There's not much pigment, but with blush that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think I like the shimmer in this at all. This is not like a modern shimmer. This is a, you know, it's just has, looks like it has little chunks of glitter in it. This whole thing is just straight out of the 80s and early 90s. I think if it did not have the glimmer in it, the shimmer and glittery stuff in it, and I had a better brush, well, I have a better brush, but I'm not going to use it, but if, you know, it was applied with a better brush. The color itself wouldn't be that bad. There is a shit ton of kick up on that though. I mean, it's already super messy. Alright, let's go to eyes. I bought an eye palette. They had about 3 of these. These are LA Colors. They had, this is the purpley, they had a nude one, and I think it was just like a darker nude one. Oh, should I use this? Should I? God, I haven't used one of these in forever. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try it. We'll see. Alright, I think I'm just gonna try this peachy color as my transition shade. Ooh, that super, I don't know if you can tell how deep into my crease that foundation settled. Oh yeah, I can even see it doing it under this eye. And I'm assuming it's not because of the powder, because I powdered under here, but I didn't powder here, so actually did less here, so I would say the powder helped it. Oh, this is very pale. Very, very pale. This is like a 90s, early 2000s palette. Probably should have, I don't know if I would have done any better if I would have gone with the nudes or neutrals, but oh, what have I done to myself? Okay, I'm gonna now go into, let's see, try, what do I want to do? Try to darken it up with this one just a little bit. I don't know how well I'll be able to just darken up my crease with just one of these things. I know it's not necessarily fair that I'm trying it with these, but I also think it's very fair, because if you're going into the store to buy it, I'm assuming if you buy dollar store makeup, there are a couple of things. Either you're brand new to makeup, you don't have a lot of stuff, so you probably don't have brushes, or you have brushes and you have forgotten them along with all the rest of your makeup, so you would be at the mercy of whatever the dollar store had. Or you're just super cheap, and I don't know, maybe you'd have brushes, maybe you wouldn't, so don't get me wrong, I'm super cheap too. Actually, it's not too bad. Not super pigmented, but it actually builds pretty decently. This spongy thing already feels like it's about ready to fall off, but are you going to get high-end editorial looks out of this? No. If you're buying from the dollar store, are you trying to do high-end editorial? Also probably no. Alright, let's go in with this darker purple here. Yes, these are all, it's really weird. They all look very matte, but there just seems to be like this little teeny tiny bit of glitter too. So I don't know what all that's about. So far they're all performing very matte. Ooh, this is very dark. This is actually very pigmented. I'm going so light on this. Also looks a little patchy, but I don't know. It's probably patchy because I'm just barely dabbing on here. Yeah, I was not expecting this to be as pigmented as it is. But this purple, this dark purple, does pretty good. And when I press on it harder, I don't get quite as much patchiness. Also, again, this could be the cause of the patchiness. I will probably go in then. Let's do this grayish color here. I'll do that on the inner part of the lid. Seriously, how did we do it with these? I mean, this is the makeup brush. What was a makeup brush for your eyes when we were growing up? But I have to say I'm pretty impressed by this. Not bad at all. I mean, it's not necessarily, you know, I probably should have gotten the neutral colors because these aren't quite as, I like purpley colors, but this isn't quite the purple palette that I like. I like more of a, I don't know, mauve-y and purpley pinks, but I am going to go in with this last one here, or this dark one here. I guess I'll just put it at the tip here, see how that works. And try to deepen up the outer V. It's another thing. How did we? There's 12 colors in this. You have 4 sides of the brush. How did we do that? That's not bad at all. All right. Again, is this going to be on my favorites of the year? Absolutely not. But I could do, you know, especially if I had my brushes, I could do doable looks out of this. I'm not hating this at all. I will probably keep this and maybe even use it. So, and I would not be upset if I, you know, forgot my makeup and I had to use that. Alright, let's see, what do we have next? Oh, I should put on my brows. Okay, this brow pencil is obviously going to be too dark. I'm almost positive. They had black and they had dark brown. I'm hoping at least it doesn't pull red, because that's what I have problems with every other. Now this is an LA Color brow pencil. It's the exact color. Let's see the exact color on here. Unfortunately, I already threw away all of the boxes. I don't see it, but it actually came with 2 pencils the same size and a sharpener, which I don't think it's bad. You know, that's not bad for $1. If nothing else, hey, I got a sharpener out of it. All right, so, ooh, this is so dark. This is one especially with the color, you have to go very, very light-handed. But I don't think it's not pulling red. That's good. Here's what I think it's actually performing very well right now. Here's my concern with it. Right now, it has a super sharp point. I don't know if you could still get that super sharp point. And the problem I have had with pencils in the past that are non-retractable, and so they're not the mini super thin ones that have a sharp point by default, is that when they get blunt, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to recreate that shape and get the kind of precision that I'm getting now. That's not bad, except I feel like I've been too heavy here, and so it looks a little up close. It looks, you can tell that there's still something there. But I'm actually kind of impressed by that. I did not think I would like that at all, but yay, I actually do. What next? Eyeliner. I got a liquid, and this is brown. I got brown because I don't have any brown, and I thought if it works, I'll have a liquid pencil or a liquid eye. It's really stuck in there. I'm afraid. Oh, there. Okay. Really sticks in there. The brush is pretty small. Now we'll see if I can work with it. For my upper eyes, I definitely prefer a liquid because my eyes are crepey. Actually, flying pretty smoothly. Any problems with the wing are user error. That went on very, very nicely. This doesn't say anything about it being waterproof, or if I remember before I go to bed, I will check in and let you know how all of these performed. But again, this is LA Colors is the brand. Everything here is either, I think, LA Colors, what's it called? Colormates, or I have a few Wet n Wild things. Come on, I guess it's nice that it's got a nice plug in there so that a product doesn't come out, but that is kind of hard to pull out. This is a deep brown. Right now, my favorite eyeliner is actually a Wet n Wild liquid that looks very similar to this. I think I pay like $3 for it. While I can't speak about longevity, I can tell you that that goes on almost identical to the Wet n Wild. So as long as this wears well, this is a keeper. I really, really like this. And I would use that on, not necessarily daily. I don't think I'd wear brown on a daily basis, but if it were black, or when I needed to replace my Wet n Wild to even save some money, I might replace it with the dollar store stuff. That is good. All right, for waterline, I bought 3 in the hopes that these actually work well and I can use them. I bought a white, I bought navy, and this is purple. They are all by LA Colors. They are just a retractable, and that's the one thing I was worried about. I did swatch these, and if you can see, look at what the tip looks like already. It's not good. I'm going to try the purple on my waterline. Let's see how that goes. Okay. First swatch, barely anything. Oh, okay, there comes some. Alright, you really have to kind of press. You're definitely not going to get vibrant one-stroke colors. Oh, my nail dug in, and you kind of see an imprint there. That's not good. Alright, I'm going to do this a different way so I don't damage myself. Sorry, I know you don't see as well when I do it like this, but of course I don't see as well when I do it like this. Alright, this, at least the purple color, it's not great, but it's usable. I have to see how they wear though, because some of these will be down in your under eye in 5 minutes, and some will last a while. So again, I'll try to do the checkup, remember to do a checkup. But on initial, just first impressions, I would say I would keep these, and at the time, because I don't have any of these colors right now, so when I needed them I could pull them out and use them, but you know, if I found a good deal on a better brand, I would replace them with this. Alright, I did pick up dollar store eyelashes from LA Color. I believe these do not come with glue, so I did pull out my glue, and I will use my, if I can find them, here are my little tweezers. My little tweezers that came with my Ardell lashes. Okay, these are in Diva, and they're black. If I can get into them. Oh, they're stapled. Ah, okay. Well, I probably should have checked these out earlier to see if they need to be trimmed. I think I have wide enough. I haven't really had to trim any eyelashes I've had before. Let's see. Oh. I think I'll be okay. Alright. Actually, an attempt to save my quote-unquote good lashes, my $6.99 lashes and my Lashaholics lashes, in order to keep them and use them for longer, I washed them last night. I had to warn my husband before he walked in the bathroom, like, yes, there are eyelashes drying, so don't freak out and think they're spiders or something. Again, I'm getting better with lashes, but I am still definitely a lashes newbie. And I do actually have a pair of dollar store lashes. I thought for $1 I'll try another pair. These are a different style. The biggest problem I had with the ones before was the glue that came with it, and this is duo glue that I got, but I figured since these didn't come with glue, I could cheat a little bit. And I know a lot of people will tell you to wait until they're a little drier to put them on because they move around a lot. Well, right now, because I am still such a newbie and I don't always get the placement right away, I like that I can move it around. When I get better at it, I'll probably do it that way, but right now I want them to move around, And this is the best thing ever. And this came in the Ardell pack. It had two sets of lashes, the Duo Glue and this. I believe it was $6.99 at Walgreens. So, you know, if you are new to lashes and you want to try, get this. It's a great tool. Okay. It's pretty. And from what I found with lashes, and granted, I have not had a lot of experience with it, so take what I say with a grain of salt. I think if you find a pretty set of lashes, the glue is more important than the lashes, as long as you're just going to wear them a few times. Now, if you're looking for something high quality that's going to be around for a long time, that you can use over and over again, that's probably where spending more money is important. These are also nice as a new person because see how the band here is very thin. It's not a big, thick band. Those are harder to hide your mistakes. If you get the placement off just a little bit, you can see the big black band, and it's maybe not exactly where the big black band should be. When you have the thin little band, you can camouflage it a bit. As long as you're in the right general area, it'll work. Oh, way off. Again, that's why I like them to be able to move, because if where I just stuck it was way, way off. And luckily this Duo glue dries down clear. So right now it's showing the white, but it won't stay like that. I'm going to let those dry a little bit, and then I'll come back and do my mascara. But I think they're very pretty lashes. Alright, while we're waiting on that, then let's move on to the lipstick. This actually came in a pack. It had the lip liner and the lipstick. This is from Colormates. The lip liner, I don't see a color. The lipstick is Ginger Spice. So we'll see, it's a teeny tiny little lip liner, but for $1. A trick I've been doing lately when I'm using lip liner is I'm overlining my lips just down here and up at the Cupid's bow. And when I say overlining, I'm just a bit, not aggressively. But the rest of my lips, I'm following the natural lip line. And I have found, I do think that really, it makes my lips look bigger without looking horribly fake. This is not very pigmented at all. I'll tell you, when I went in, they did not have any liquid lips. I would have preferred that. It's the other thing about the dollar store. Sometimes you go in and you can find tons of things, and sometimes you go in and they don't have anything. It's just kind of, you're at the mercy of what they have at that moment. smells like almost like sweet. Like cupcakes or something. But I can't imagine them spending the money to put the fragrance in there. So it's either me and, you know, my post being sick, sense of smell not being very great, not that it ever is, but or just the mixture of the different ingredients happen to make that smell. Or I go outside and my lips explode into cupcakes. Alright, the lipstick feels like a lipstick should. I actually think it's a nice color. I don't necessarily know how much I would be using it in the future just because I don't use bullet lipsticks that much. But I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it's okay. If I were to need this color, I would wear it. I definitely would wear it. Alright, let's go back in with the mascara. This is Wet n Wild's Megawear mascara. I have tried some Wet n Wild in the past mascaras. I have one that I did not like that I did with my full face of Wet n Wild. I'll put that up here. One of these days I'll get that right. The other one is actually a skinny mascara. It has the teeniest, tiniest little line on it, or little brush on it, and sometimes I use that for my lower lash line. I just have a horrible problem sometimes with my lower lashes. I cannot, for the life of me, get them to, I don't know if it's just because my hands aren't that great, or I just make a mess out of them sometimes when I do it. So when I'm having those kinds of days when my hands don't want to cooperate for such detailed work, I use that. And I do, okay, since I'm just using it up here to marry it to my lashes so that they don't look, so you can't see two rows of lashes. I can't really tell too much from there, but let's see how it does on the bottom lashes. Oh, making a mess. I don't know if it's me or if it's this mascara, but it's hitting my lower eye. I'm not going to try to go va 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 voom on the lower lashes. I'm just going to leave it like that because I will make more of a mess. So this is, you can do better. The final thing I actually picked up, and I already put them on, were these nails. I picked up two different sets. Picked up this, and then for later on for Halloween, I thought I would get these. Gonna focus? Are you gonna be blurry? What are you doing? Okay, I'm just gonna leave you like that, I guess. There we go. Alright. I actually really like these. I put them on Saturday. Today is Wednesday. They were definitely too long, so I did have to, once I put them on, I cut them down and filed them to be more of my natural length. I am able to grow my nails out, but they are very, very weak. Probably from years and years and years of biting them. These, what I found is in the past couple days, sometimes they'll pop off a little bit or completely, but unlike acrylics, when they pop off, they haven't ruined your nail, and I've just been able to put the glue back on and pop it right back on. So if you're looking for something to be super active, that you can wear these and do a whole lot of stuff for like 2 weeks, this is not those. If you're just doing, you know, light things with your hands, I have done some crocheting and stuff, and they've worked with those, and you know, you're not expecting a whole lot of them. I really enjoy them. I will go back and probably buy more patterns of these. Definitely great if you just need something for one night. Like I said, the biggest thing is I used to do acrylics too, and if you've ever done that, you take them off and your nails are so thin, you know, they just destroy your nails. My nails were just as good as they were before, probably because the glue's not that strong. Which is a detriment, but also is a good thing in this case. Alright, so what do we have? Let's go through the things I definitely won't be using again. This contour palette, no, it's not good. It's too muddy. The blush, it's more of, the color was okay. It's just, I think, you know, the sparkles in it weren't great. So that turned me off. I don't think I'll use either of those again, probably. The foundation was definitely the wrong color. And I can already see, you know, it looks, my skin kind of looks dry with it. I don't know if I used a setting spray, maybe that would bring it all together. But again, they didn't have a setting spray, and I don't want to use one. You know, this is a full face, and when I say full face, I mean full face of dollar store makeup. So yeah, that I wouldn't repurchase. Same thing, in an emergency, the powder would be okay. I thought maybe this would be okay, but I can already see it going into lines. So I would say that's a pass too. And the mascara, no. I mean, it's just not for me. The yeses, surprisingly, the eyeshadow palettes. I would probably get another, you know, a different shade range. The eyelashes, definite. Like I said, I think if you have a good glue, it doesn't matter as much as long as you're not expecting to be able to wear it over and over and over again. These probably fall apart after a couple wears, but for $1, you know, for a nice look out for a night or two, that's a definite go. If I could find the eyebrow pencil in a lighter color, I would rebuy this. But again, that's the problem with the dollar store. You never know what you're going to find. These eyeliners were they'll do until I have something better. The lipsticks were okay. If you're a bullet lipstick person, I would say it would probably be perfectly okay for you. I'm just not a bullet lipstick person. I would have loved to have tried a liquid. The eyeliner, as long as it holds up, absolutely. I will buy this again and I will use it. I will see what other colors they have too, and I will use them. And the nails, these nails, absolutely, yes. I'm pretty sure these, I think these were LA Color too. These are the LA Color, but we'll see. I'm sorry I don't remember what these were, and I've already thrown away the box because I did it on Saturday. But right now I know they have a lot of these, especially for Halloween, so you may want to go and check some out. And sizing too. Now they only come with 12, which means, you know, you only have 2 extras and you have to try to find the right sizes. I'm going to tell you right now, I have, the rest of my fingers are pretty normal. I have huge thumbs. My mother has these huge ass thumbs too. I have the hardest time finding fake nails that are big enough for these. And I was afraid when I saw, oh, they only have 12. Now, granted, these are not both the same size because, you know, they're each just a little different. This one is a little smaller than this one, but they still work. So yeah, for sizing, that's great. Yeah, I'm actually much more impressed than I thought I would. Base, not so much, but eyes and lips, I definitely think I found more than I was expecting to find. So, yay. Tell me what else you found at the dollar store and what you like, and so I can keep an eye out for it at my dollar store. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I couldn't have done it without you, and I hope you have a great night. Bye-bye.